As we start to begin a new week here on this broadcast, our Back to School Month continues with loads of issues regarding yourself as a student, as parents, not for teachers. I ain't throwing no teacher under the bus. I mean, trust me, throwing teachers under the bus. No. I'm not gonna go there because that's gonna lead to riots. Like that George Lopez joke. I'm not playing that joke. And even if I did, he'd be like, "What to say about me? What you say about me? What you say about me?" It sounds kind of funny in my head, but I ain't gonna talk about it because you talk about something. If you really talk about someone, it gets down. Oops, sorry. If you talk crap about teachers, it gets down to the union. You talk crap about someone else, it gets down to the damn fields. That's how it is. That's how it is with these people. There is something we have now focused on, and that is the school supply list. And we're going to focus on that right now. So, if you're shopping for school supplies this year, and you're afraid of spending a lot of money, you're not alone. School supplies may have lowest price, but it's the tax. It's the tax. It's about how much it costs. So, just 4 days ago, CCISD releases the school supply list for this year. How much will you have to save in order to make sure that you know what you're getting? Here's Bill Churchwell.
Area students will be here before you know it. The Corpus Christi Independent School District has just released its school supply list ahead of the new school year, which, by the way, about a month away. Our Bill Churchwell checked it out, and he gives us an idea of how much parents will need to plan on spending.
The first thing I did was print out the supply list. We're going to use the items needed in grade 3 to search for, so let's get shopping. Instead of searching the shelves and store, I chose to fill my cart online using HEB's mobile service. So the first item I need looks like a zipper pouch. Let's find that. $2.03. Boom. Add that to the cart. Number 2, pencils, scissors, and glue sticks were in stock and easy to find. Up next, the cost for crayons. Oh, look at that. They're on sale. 52 cents each. I need 2 of those. A package of pencil top erasers. I need 4 of those. That's a lot of mistakes. I don't see a 200 count for notebook paper, but there is a 300 for 307. Let's add that. Map pencils. What are those?
Those are color
One of the
pencils.
more higher cost items you can expect to find, a 2-inch 3-ring binder. That's $5.09. Okay, I think I have everything on my list. 37 items for an expected total of $68.87. It took a lot longer than I expected.
That's under
about
$100.
20 minutes to find everything that I needed on my list. So parents, I feel your pain. But I did keep it under $100, so that is good news. But also keep in mind that was just for one kid. And that list did not include items like a new backpack. If you are looking for a deep discount, do your research. After all, you still have tax-free weekend to finish your back-to-school shopping. That will take place August 5th through the 7th. But be prepared for the crowds the first day of school for CCISD, Tuesday, August 9th. Bill Churchwell, 3 News.
Our thanks to Bill Churchwell. And like he said, make sure you do your homework, do your research. If you're buying school supplies for your child and you don't want to spend over $100, you need to have prior knowledge or do the research beforehand. Like this, for instance. I don't know how much this binder is. I mean, you buy 32 of these for $5. So I'm going to go to my calculator here. So okay, 10 times $32, that equals $320. You buy 10 binders, we multiply $32. I mean, that's this. I'm not saying don't buy this. This is a case scenario here, so don't be paying attention. Oh my God, I'm not gonna buy any more binders. No. I'm giving you guys a case scenario. Index cards, perfect. So try to understand what you're getting, and have the prior knowledge or do the research. Backpacks can be very pricey, but I recommend you go for the clear backpacks this year because of safety reasons. So get your clear backpack, get your school supplies. Your child will be ready, and you will save yourself a lot of money, and even buy yourself a nice vacation drive to San Antonio or wherever you need to go. When we come back, the type of kids you see in school, Rob is going to give you a list of what you see. It's not the school stereotypes. It's the type of kids you see. Stay with us. Up front tonight, student types. And in just a minute, I'm going to play a video from Rob's rants. He's going to explain to you the types of kids that you see in school. But first, I want to tell you the 13 types of students and how you can deal with them. This is from Unitcheck.com. They have their lists, and I'm gonna go through some of the lists here, and I don't know how long it'll take me. So you have the overactive kids, like always has a question, has a comment to make. He joined a book, science, math class, debate, or glee club. Overactive personalities can be found just about anywhere, and they can become evading since other students in the class have no chance to make a name for themselves. You have the teacher's assistants, more like teachers' pet. Oh, no offense. I mean, these students just take front seats to the class and laugh loudly at teachers' jokes. They haunt teachers in schools and halls, torture them after class is over. They bombard educators with endless questions. The thing is, aside from annoying the other students, they immensely annoy the teachers as well. Then you have the hard workers. The people who are highly motivated. They know what they want and how they achieve their goal. Even though they're not always the smartest person, they still try to get what they want. No song, no supper, right? Then you have the star. School celebrities can be famous, notorious for a huge number of reasons. Sports, A students, and more. They're fabulous no matter what they do. They have groups of both fans and haters. And this kind of student touches particularly everyone's feelings. Then you have the intellectual outsider. He takes the place in the back seat. He got used to the fact that anyone in the class ignores him. He seems to be quite odd and misanthropic. Nevertheless, from talking to the individual outsider, you can be favorably impressed by that student is very smart. Then you get the class clown. Like, jokes are funny, sometimes they're not. Clowns are doing their best to carry on their entertaining mission. Everybody must laugh, classmates, educators, and coaches. Then you have the clueless students, who have no idea what they're doing over here. Then you have the nerds. Social life. Books are clever. Don't bully you. Books don't ask stupid questions. What more? They fertilize your mind with superb ideas and make you monstrously intelligent. Then you have the artist. A separate world of creativity and inspiration rule. Artists appear to be interested in just work creative assignments and don't stay motivated from their task. It's very hard to pick artists in interest. Then you have the drama queen, where that one person just wants the attention at any cost. It really loves dramas. You don't have to join the drama club when it comes to classmates and educators alike. Then you got the bully. Bullies keep in all nerds and intellectual outsiders and other much weaker species. Even several years later, when school and universities in the past, bullies' victims recollect studying in time with hatred. However, other students are no interest in the rough since they can stand up for themselves. Then there's a natural leader. They have an inborn capacity to stand out like a sore thumb. They always have good ideas and know how to attract people. They are great examples to follow. That's why students and teachers truly adore natural leaders or hate them. I don't hate them. I hate the bully part, but the slacker. I do hate the two. The 2 out of 13, even the slackers. Nobody knows what he looks like, but he's such a rare guest sometimes and forgets about the groupment. However, slackers appear on tests and make other students ask each other, who's that guy? It's high time for recommendations to make classes more effective. It's high time for recommendations to make classwork more effective, based on Berkeley materials and teaching. Define your studying goals, set objectives, let students know your expectations. Plan a rhythm for a class, divide your class into sections, allow time for questions. Try to talk rather than a lecture. Speak naturally using a conservative style instead of formal one. Keep eye contact on your students. Build an interaction. Encourage students to take part in discussions. Organize brainstorming and group work. Try to make your questions as clear as possible. Make sure everyone hears what you're saying. Use the board, handouts, other means. Visualize your words. And be ready to receive feedback. Now here's Rob to tell us more about the types of kids you see in school.
Like the groups of people that are very specific in personality, like all the dumb jocks. They'll go sit in the upper stands in one corner. Ah, sick, dog! They're the loudest ones who always throw shit from the upper stands. They're the ones spying all the cheerleaders, gawking at them like, damn, fool! She's got a big ass. Then you got all the popular girls, or the cheerleaders that always hang out together like, come on, Sammy. Wait, where are we going after school? We fucking cheered way better than those other bitches. You got those emo kids that want like no part of nothing. You got those wannabe gangsters, which you can tell just by the way they walk. You have those groups of girls who always talk shit about other girls who aren't there. Oh my god, Chelsea is such a bitch. Like, I'm gonna see her in my next class, but she's such a fucking annoying bitch. I don't want to deal with her. You got those nerds that every time you even try and talk to one of them, they always think you want to copy their homework. You have that teacher that hates their life, Their husbands must have cheated on them because they always show up to class like, okay, quiet down, let's begin. And I don't know if your schools have it, but what's up with TAs? The teacher's assistant. Yeah, more like teacher's pet. Oh! They sit there literally doing nothing, like. Because then you got like that high school future dropout who always comes up to the TA and he's like, bro, can you fucking change my grade, dog? I'll give you $5 if you give me an A. You got the metalheads hanging out in like one part of the campus. Then you have the opposite group of like choir kids across from them who for some reason always seem to believe that if you listen to metal music, you're automatically a Satan worshiper. Choir kids only hang out with other choir kids, so I guess it makes sense. The cafeteria ladies look like they're always on house arrest or something. The schools always talk about funding like, we need better desks. Teachers need better chairs because their butts get sore. Well, it's a good thing they spend money on that because their entire budget on cafeteria food must be 25 cents. Nothing from the school cafeteria is good. You ask for waffles and it's made from like styrofoam. Yes, waffle, very good. Here. Everything they use for flavor is like chemicals. There, exactly like waffle. And the food always puzzles you because they give you like rat poison and pass it off as cereal and milk. And you know what I'm talking about when the school says things like, oh, today for lunch, we're gonna be serving tacos. But there's shit inside a taco where you're like, I think this is like dead rats they caught in the kitchen. Yup, looks like syrup to me. Then you got the high school druggies who like try and get high off of anything they can find. Oh, sick, bro. You sniff this glue stick right here? This shit will get you high, dog. Ah! Everyone else in high school was like, shit, I can't wait to go home and fucking sleep. Meanwhile, all the school pride kids are always staying after school. They have like 6 classes. They join a club. They come home for like 4 hours and they can't wait to go back again. Yeah, that's high school in a nutshell.
And that's the type of kids that you always see in school. Well, when we come back, it's all about cheating. A skit from Rob's Rants, from Blood Blitz, which is also part of Rob's Rants. And then, littering on school grounds. Another skit from Rob, plus students disrespecting teachers. Another skit. Some skits from Blood Blitz. Now for an update on Uvalde. Just 4 hours ago, the child who survived the school shooting has spoke out to Shimon, has spoke out to CNN after that Homer massacre. And the mothers of several children who survived that massacre. And just 13 hours ago, the Uvalde pediatrician speaks, on Robb Elementary shooting, passing the Safer Communities Act. And which, by the way, let me ask, what is the Safer Communities Act? Well, there's only one way to find out. The Bipartisan Communities Act is a common sense bipartisan approach to protect America's children, keep our schools safe, and reduce the threat of violence across the country. It's a 3-page thing. It creates $750 million funding that will be available for states across the creation and administration of laws. Under 21 enhanced new process, penalties for straw purchasing. Violence intervention funding provides $250 million funding for community-based violence prevention activities. And increased funding for schools, out-of-school programs, school safety, improving conditions for student learning. Training and pipeline development for school-based mental health staff and school-based mental health services and staff that provides $500 million. We'll keep you posted. And as for Oxford, there is no new developments in what happened. We'll keep you posted. Again, if Ethan Crumley is convicted of what he did back on November 30th, he could face life in prison. And his parents are still charged for involuntary manslaughter. Ethan, the Crumley's trial is going to be set for this year, and the parents are probably going to be set for January 2023. Give you back continues in just a moment. Okay. The next station is going to be all about the homework. Now, don't get me wrong, I did homework. And many kids are just complaining that just homework sucks. So let's watch. Imagine what, have 2 versions of this.
Let's get on with the rant, you wild platypus. Number 1, some teachers in classrooms assign overwhelming amounts of homework. Meaning, if you did every single homework assignment, you'd have at least a C in the class, a passing grade. But most people copy homework, finish it fast so they don't have to do it later, don't retain the information, and pass the class without learning shit. Number 2, some teachers assign homeworks that are worth like 2 points for 10 questions. The entire classroom semester is like 5,000 points because there's 100-point projects and 200-point quizzes and exams. And the fucking homework is worth like 5 points. And sometimes they're like written paragraph answers that take an hour to do. Skip it. Use that hour to study or something else because it's not worth it. Number 3, teachers assign a shit ton of homework where all it is copying down. Let's just say they're math problems. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Addition, subtraction. I get maybe like 5 or 10 where you get on a roll and you start learning, oh, like I actually figured it out. Like this is how you do it. Okay, I'm getting better, I'm getting good, and this is it. They go overboard. They assign fucking 100 of the same problems. Because then after like problem 20, it's just like repetitive bullshit. Now I'm sitting here tired, literally from writing. My hand is cramping, Mrs. Puffs, make it stop. And it's literally repetition to the point where it's a waste of time. If I know how to do it by problem 20, I know how to do it by problem 100. So those packets are a giant fucking waste of time. Number 4, some teachers are bad teaching in classrooms as it is. There are some fantastic teachers who have made a giant impact on my life that I'm so grateful for. But then there are some that's like, where did you get your teaching degree? A cereal box? The classroom's out of control with people asking stupid questions. Wait, so like the United States has like multiple like states, filled with like dumbass people. Is this gonna be on the test? But then when the teachers assign you homework in that class, nothing from the homework you see on the test. I had a class the other day where I had to do 550 vocab cards within a span of like 3 weeks. I'd rather have jerked off an elephant. Which none of the words, even as I studied through them, none of the words appeared on the test. What was the point? I'm a verbal learner. I like the environment and the information given to me, spoken, all of those interactions in the classroom. I don't retain information by copying things down. So if I'm doing fucking vocab cards and I'm looking on the screen and copying it down, I'm just next. I'm retaining nothing. I just want to get it fucking done as fast as I can. Number 5, some teachers assign you things where you clearly it just hits you after, doing it and turning it in. Wow, that assignment almost had no relevance to the class. Say it's like some government class and you do current events and, things that matter. And then there'll be one assignment that's like fucking totally irrelevant. Analyze what types of dreams your baby sister has and compare them to the problems of the world today. I have to spend 5 days in a fucking group to
while
get
you're
this done.
quarantined.
When absolutely there is nothing, not even different aspects of it, nothing that pertains to the class and all the tests I took after that assignment. Why give me material to review when it's not going to be on the test? And the worst part about tests, including homework, some things on the homework are never on the test, so you're better off paying attention in class more or reading the book. Critical thinking tests, where nothing is relevant. It's all totally what you can connect the dots with. The number 1 thing I hate about those kinds of tests is when you ask a teacher a question because you're stumbled between like 2 or 3 answers. And you explain, well, this one makes sense in this case scenario, and that one makes sense in that case scenario. Both answers could be right. And I got this before. Yeah, you're right, but one of them's a little bit more correct than the other. Also, ever heard of example questions and answers on the internet? Example essays? It's not plagiarism, it's influence. Last but not least, I hate far-fetched homework, where it'll be like 100-point if you want to do it assignment to raise your grade. Oh, take a trip with your family to the Grand Canyon, stand by the edge and roll a boulder down the entire cliffside, and measure its velocity and see when the sun comes up, if it's on the east or west on a Tuesday night at 3 o'clock. You're gonna want to, some like bullshit thing like that. Do you think half the class actually does it? They just bullshit it, like write down like what would have happened using, little scientific formulas or something like that, and you're set. No one actually goes out of their way that much to do something like that. And what's the deal with teachers saying in-class homework? There's no such thing as in-class homework. It's called classwork, meaning it's a way of saying, you guys don't have homework today, but I'm not gonna, let it off that easy. I'm just gonna say you guys can do your homework in class.
It's called classwork.
Evaluate your points, evaluate the amount of homework, evaluate the type, and what it can be used for. Because honestly, most of the time, homework sucks. Through middle school, high school, college. Sometimes your teacher is great. Sometimes you look at the homework and be like, this class is the best. Barely get assigned homework, but it's still like very good homework. Actually something I'd want to do, like to kind of prepare myself and shit. That's great. The rest of the time, fucking cat poop salad. Thanks guys so much for hearing some of my thoughts. Thank you guys for sharing videos like this to other people who appreciate this sort of message. And honestly, who can relate. Relating is good, isn't it? It's good for the liver. Love you all. See you Wednesday.
And the tip that I have, always check in with your teacher every now and then. Like if check in with your teacher every now and then. Like if you're afraid that you've passed or failed, ask your teacher. Don't do this every day. Maybe like, I don't know, like once a week. Pick a day. Like I would do like by the end of the week, like every Friday. Like I would do every Friday. Like you're doing your assignments, you're catching up, like, or probably during advisory, you'd be like, just go to you and say, "Hi, is there any assignments I'm missing? Because if there's any missing assignments, I can get to work on that right now." He's like, "Oh yeah, if you missed that assignment, okay, I can get those done right now. If I don't get it done today, I'll probably do it at home, and I'll have it turned in probably tomorrow or the next day." And then by the end of the week, you can check in and say, "How am I doing in this class?" Check in with your check your grades and all. And if you're passing, that's good. If you're failing, you gotta keep in the more effort. That's why parents need to see those C's and D's, like we talked about with those report cards. Back in the day when in those report cards, your parents had to sign them and it had to be turned in. Now it's all about getting them home. And in my case, I've had some C's, I've had some B's, some A's. Most of the time I had an A, B honor roll, and other times I've had some F's, but I kept pushing myself harder to make sure of it. That's great. That is very great. I'm going to show you. But I'm not going to have time to show you all the clips, but I'm going to have time to show you a clip from one of Rob's other channels of his school series when he was a senior. So let me find that. There we go. Now we have time.
This is going out to all those kids who don't respect their teachers enough. Teachers don't get enough credit, I believe.
Which I'm going to show
Respect
you
is an act of kindness, so please show it in the classroom.
This is called Teacher Kills Kids.
Tell me
It's all
about
about
this
respecting
classroom.
students.
They come in late every day. They have their headphones on. They're wearing hoods. They don't even listen. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I feel so weak. Guys? Can I have your attention for like 5 seconds? Okay guys, so as you know, the tickets for the spring fling are going to be on sale starting Tuesday for seniors and juniors.
2,
Alright,
what?
Mr. Chambers, that was more than 5 seconds. Alright, I know we haven't done work for about a week in here, but today I'm going to have you guys get out your silent reading books from underneath your desk and start reading on page 59 right now.
Chambers, you know books are for chumps.
Jesus. I haven't read since the 4th grade. So
I don't even read it.
What kind of language is this? Oh my god! Really? Oh, he asked her out! Oh my gosh, finally! Okay, so how did he do it? I am not kidding. He bought me a car and then asked me out. On a boat! That is so exciting! I cannot believe he did this. Oh, we might have to give him a chance. What if he's the one? Is he the one? I don't know. I'm not even thinking about marriage yet, but
Oh, great.
Alright guys, I'm sick of the horseplay. We're gonna do tomorrow's lesson today. Alright?
What?
So get up.
Oh, come on, guys.
Alright guys, start copying this down. Hey man,
Give me another one.
You got it, bro. Alright guys. 1, 2, 3. Heave! That's it! I've had enough!
Okay, I'm leaving.
Leave!
Kind of funny.
What do you guys think? I'm more of a lefty or a righty? Chambers, have you gone completely insane? Like a fox. I think we drove him overboard.
Oh my god.
These kids are out of control.
Okay.
You guys messed with the wrong teacher today. You thought I was weak. You messed with the bull. Well, here comes the horns. Creature, it's time. Oh my god!
What is that?
What in the world?
It's a skit.
Oh my god, it's back. It's back. It's back!
It's Mr. Chambers.
Hope they allow cell phones where you're going.
Okay.
All right, class, now where were we? Product service management. Chambers, my hot pockets are ready.
Wow. And that's why you don't disrespect your teachers. And that's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Monday going to Tuesday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Wednesday. And for all of us here, Give Me a Break and YouTube. Good night, everyone.